program. First, our top story. Diamond prices have recovered in the wake of the financial crisis. The market is notoriously being tightly controlled by De Beers. As the world's second biggest diamond producer, Russia has benefited from this. Until recently, it sold more than half its output to this South Africa-based company. But that cozy relationship is now coming to an end, thanks to a ruling from Europe, as Zinaida Medvedev explains.
Russia is looking for new ways to sell its gems. Until recently, Russia sold more than half of its diamonds to De Beers, the company that utterly dominates the market. But last month, the European Commission succeeded in breaking up an exclusive supply deal between Russia's diamond monopoly Alrosa and De Beers. The market has not taken this as a sign there will soon be a flood of gems. Prices for rough diamonds are continuing to rise and are currently 20% higher than brick prices. But this still leaves Alrosa with a problem where to sell so many stones.
We are looking for the transparent market of diamond cutters with adequate profit margins. We had that kind of relationship with De Beers, which consumed half of the rough diamonds produced in Russia. We're now working with other leaders in the cut diamond market.
Russia is becoming more significant not just as a producer but also as a consumer, with the US and China leading in demand for gems and industrial diamonds. The potential to grow the market here was one of the main themes of the Diamond Congress in Moscow, which drew all the world's major players.
We need more cooperation. I'm happy with the representation of all countries here that will raise the level of awareness of the Russian consumer market, first of all, and also the level of awareness of the possibility of working in the Russian market. We are one of the best consumer countries in the world. We need to use this potential.
The diamond market is entering a new era, with De Beers likely to cede some of the dominance in favor of Russia, which is such a large producer will acquire a significant role. But the underlying principle that has kept diamond prices high for decades will remain. The market may become more transparent, but Russia has no intention of removing its sparkle by flooding it with stones. Zinaida Medvedeva, Business, RT.
Gazprom has reportedly invited German energy company RWE to join the South Stream gas pipeline project. Sources at both companies have confirmed that discussions have taken place, but they say no conclusion has been reached. RWE is one of the main participants in the EU-backed Nabucco pipeline, which many see as the rival project. South Stream, whose shareholders include Gazprom, Italy's Eni and Électricité de France, aims to supply as much as 10% of Europe's gas needs. And it's time now to check out how the equity markets are performing. Japan turns negative on bad news from China, where there seems to be no hope for any relaxation of the property market rules, something that investors were counting on. Airline stocks are higher on the Nikkei on expectations of a growing demand during the peak season. Aluminium shares in Hong Kong are upbeat on better-than-expected results from the largest U.S. aluminium producer, Alcoa. And here in Russia, the markets are sliding in the first hour of trade in sympathy with Asia, it seems. The RTS is down around 0.5%. The MICEX is shedding about 0.25% this hour. The biggest loser among blue chips on the RTS is Norilsk Nickel. It's down more than 0.75%. Pharmacies and private hospitals may soon operate without licenses in Russia. Aiming to cut red tape for small and medium-sized businesses in the medical sector, the state has decided to do away with them starting in 2013. Instead, it may introduce personal licenses for healthcare practitioners. The Ministry of Healthcare and Social Development says the move would not jeopardize the quality of medical care. The no-license amendments for pharmacies would only apply to retailers, not to producers, which still have to be licensed in Russia. Insurance companies and oil producers will step in to support Russia's agricultural sector. It suffers from the worst drought in about a decade. While the farmers get a 10% discount on fuel, the government also wants insurance companies to offer state-subsidized policies to farmers. Grain production in 11 agricultural regions has been severely hit, with farmers calling on the government to provide assistance. In response, the authorities have agreed to extend loans, among other measures. The Agricultural Ministry has reduced its estimates for the harvest by about 6% due to the drought. However, it says this will not lead to problems on the grain market because the country usually produces a surplus.
There are no reasons for concern about grain deficit. Currently, the harvest is expected to produce 85 million tons. Even if the abnormally hot weather continues, the crop will exceed internal consumption requirements. Also, we have the largest ever amount of grain in reserves, 24 million tons. That's the grain we didn't eat in the previous years. We have the potential to meet all the internal needs and ensure 20 million tons of export next year.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of Business. Stay